Old Naples meets ultra luxury. This property will redefine our coastlines. Let's start with some context, because to understand what's happening now, you need to know what came before. The Naples Beach Hotel and Golf Club first opened its doors in 1946, founded by Henry Watkins, known locally as HB. For those of you who grew up in Naples or have been here for any length of time, you know this wasn't just a hotel. This was an institution. For 3 generations, the Watkins family ran this property, and it became the kind of place where Naples families celebrated milestones, where locals would head for Sunday brunch or to watch the sunset with a drink at the Sunset Bar. According to the articles from Gulf Shore Business and Week News, this property helped define Naples' identity long before the city became known as a natural enclave for high-end coastal living. It was Old Naples in its purest form, relaxed, unpretentious, and deeply woven into the fabric of the community. But nothing lasts forever, and in 2021, the Naples Beach Hotel and Golf Club closed its doors. The Watkins family sold the property for $362,289,599, a figure that, according to Gulf Shore Business, some analytics consider below market value given the 125-acre waterfront site, its golf course, and its development potential. Think about that for a moment. 125 acres of prime golf front property, over 1,000 feet of beachfront, and an established golf course. The sale marked the end of an era, and for many long-term residents, it was bittersweet. Change was coming, and the question on everyone's mind was, what would this beloved property become? Fast forward to November 2025, and we finally have our answer. The Naples Beach Club has reopened as a 4th season resort, and the transformation is nothing short of remarkable. According to the 4 Seasons official press release, the resort officially opened on November 17, 2025, and this represents 4 Seasons' 6th property in Florida, joining locations in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, Palm Beach, and Surfside. More significantly, it's the only 4 Seasons on Florida's Gulf Coast, which positions it uniquely in the market. This is a partnership between BTD and MSD Partners, the Applicants Group, and 4 Seasons Hotel and Resorts. 3 major players in luxury real estate and hospitality coming together to reimagine what this property could be. So what exactly did they build? Let's break down the numbers because they're staggering. The resort features 220 guest rooms and 57 suites, spread across an 8-story building. According to multiple sources including 1 Mile at a Time and Room Magazine, rooms start at a generous 532 square feet, while suites begin at 908 square feet. Every room features floor-to-ceiling windows, private balconies or terraces, and either golf views or garden vistas. The design, according to 4 Seasons website, was handled by exterior architect Hart Howerton, who drew inspiration from the historic cottage style of Old Naples, while Shimba Lil Design crafted interiors meant to echo Gulf Coast light and texture. You'll find details like bleached Pecky cypress ceilings, sculptural friezes depicting native palm leaves, and custom millwork that nods to mid-century Gulf vernacular. The rooms also feature distinct touches like bespoke cabinetry in flamingo pink or periwinkle blue Vackler, little pops of color that reference Florida's natural beauty. But the guest rooms are just the beginning. The resort also includes a 30,000 square foot spa called the Sanctuary Spa at Naples Beach Club, spread across 2 levels with 16 treatment rooms, according to 1 Mile at a Time. There's a 24-hour fitness center, a rooftop lab pool that opened this month, and 2 additional resort pools. Ocean view infinity pools, including a family-friendly sunset pool with shallow splash areas for kids. For families, there's a fin club for children ages 4 to 12, offering beach games, crafts, treasure hunts, and themed activities, plus a separate space for teens with movies and video games. According to Hours May Travel, kids under 5 eat free at the resort. There are also tennis courts at the Mary C. Watkins Tennis Center, named after H.B. Watkins' wife, with 3 courts currently open and 3 more expected in the first quarter of 2026, according to Tim Atkin's article in Gulf Shore Business. Now, let's talk about what might be the most important aspect of this redevelopment for longtime Naples residents. The return of HB's and a Sunset Bar. These weren't just restaurants, they were gathering places and landmarks that locals have been visiting for decades. According to the Gulf Shore Business article, both ventures have been recreated on their original footprints, with design elements that pay tribute to their historic origins while bringing them into the contemporary era. HB's, named after Henry Watkins himself, now serves as an upscale beachfront restaurant with a menu featuring a raw bar, grilled groupie, baked snapper, shrimp curry, chicken skewers, lobster rolls, and what they call Jimmy P's Smash Burgers. The dining room has been redesigned with panoramic golf views. According to Tim Atkin's reporting, it maintains those similarly stripped awnings that define the original restaurant. It's open for lunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., afternoon drinks from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., and dinner from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Sunset Bar has been reimagined, though it's no longer a grill. According to Tim Atkins' article, it now serves Mexican food with an all-day menu including tacos, nachos, ceviche, corn ribs, and chorizo burgers. It's open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, and here's something important for locals to know. Both HB's and the Sunset Bar are open to the public. You don't need to be a hotel guest to visit. According to Teresa Delaney, the resort director of public relations, who spoke with Tim Atten, anyone in beachwear can come right off the beach to grab food and drinks. The bartenders are in t-shirts and shorts, keeping things casual, and there's even Adirondack chairs in the sand at the back of the bar where you can take a cocktail and sit on the beach. She mentioned that on weekends, they have people pull up in boats to dine at HB's. The goal, clearly, is to maintain that community connection that made these ventures special in the first place. Beyond HB's and the Sunset Bar, the resort has introduced a third major dining venture called the Merchant Room, which opened this month. This is an upscale New American brasserie located off the Four Seasons lobby, created by award-winning chef Gavin Kaysen. According to Tim Atten's reporting, the menu features signature in-house dried aged steaks and house-made pasta dishes, along with breakfast, lunch, and dinner service. The Merchant Room is open for breakfast from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., lunch from noon to 4:30 p.m., dinner from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and after dinner drinks after 9 p.m. The resort has announced that the Naples Trading Company will launch in Market Square, a new social hub on the property, with hours from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. for coffee, sandwiches, galeto, prepared foods, gourmet groceries, and a wine shop. The Culinary program is being led by an impressive team. According to a Four Seasons press release from earlier in 2025, the resort appointed Michael Rodriguez as Director of Food and Beverage. He previously worked at Four Seasons Resort Panamita and Four Seasons Hotel Houston, where he managed to launch a Toro Toro and a speakeasy called Bantista that was named one of North America's 50 best bars. The executive chief is Fabio Corta from Nice, Italy, who brings 2 decades of international experience and has worked at Four Seasons properties in Milan, Mauritius, Kuwait, and Los Cabos. The executive pastry chief is Eddie Denon, a French-born, award-winning patissier whose background includes Michelin-starred kitchens. This is serious culinary talent, and it signals that Four Seasons is making a major investment in the dining experience. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant in your wallet. How much does all this luxury cost? According to Tim Atten's article, room rates start at $1,200 per night, though they can easily double that, exceeding $2,500 per night, depending on the accommodations and season. 1 Mile at a Time reports that they've seen rates as low as $600 per night in the off-season and as high as $1,500 per night in the peak season, though these numbers may fluctuate. This is positioning Naples Beach Club firmly in the ultra-luxury category, comparable to properties like St. Regis Longboat Key up near Sarasota. There is also valet parking to consider. According to multiple sources, valet parking costs $60, though that can be reduced to $15 with validation from any of the dining outlets. So if you're planning to visit HB or grab a drink at Sunset Bar, make sure to get your parking validated. But here's what's really interesting about this redevelopment and what sets it apart from just another luxury hotel opening: the way they try to balance heritage with high-end development. According to Gulf Shore Business, more than 104 acres of the 125-acre property has been placed into permanent conservation easement. That's a massive amount of protected green space in one of Southwest Florida's fastest-growing cities, where coastal land is increasingly scarce and usually subject to intense development pressure. This conservation easement ensures that a significant portion of this property will never be developed, providing a buffer of natural space that benefits the entire community. It's a meaningful commitment, especially in a region where every acre of beachfront property is under pressure from developers. The project also preserves or recreates elements that were meaningful to longtime residents. Beyond HB's and the Sunset Bar, there's the Mary C. Watkins Tennis Center that I mentioned before, which has also been completely redone but remains in the same location. The 18-hole golf course is being redesigned by legendary golf architect Tom Fazio and is scheduled to open at the end of 2026, according to Teresa Delaney's interview with Tim Atten. The 100-acre course will feature new hitting bays, comfort stations, and a clubhouse overlooking old Florida-style landscape. And here's the good news for local golfers. Delaney confirmed that there will be tee times available for the public, not just for resort guests and residences. Speaking of residents, the redevelopment includes a substantial residential component that's worth understanding. According to Four Seasons press release and multiple other sources, the property will ultimately include 153 luxury residences, 58 of them directly on the beach and 95 of them along the golf course. These are being developed in partnership with Discovery Land Company, a global luxury developer known for its private residential community communities. This is Discovery Land Company's debut in the Naples area, according to the press release, and founder Mike Meldman stated that, quote, "The residences at Naples Beach Club is setting a superior standard for luxury living and service, not just among Discovery's diverse portfolio of international clubs, but within the Naples community," unquote. Residents will have their own private beach club with a lounge, spa and fitness center, adult and family pools, beachside concierge, and fresh coastal cuisine. This creates what's essentially a hybrid model, part resort, part residential community, which is becoming increasingly common in luxury coastal developments. Now, I want to address something that's been a challenge for visitors and even locals trying to access the property. If you've been there recently, you may have noticed that Gulf Shore Boulevard is closed in front of the hotel. According to Tim Atton's reporting, this temporary closure has nothing to do with Naples Beach Club itself. It's actually a City of Naples infrastructure project called the Naples Beach Restoration and Water Quality Improvements Project, also known as the Naples Beach Stormwater Outfall Project. The city began this work early in 2025 to significantly improve water quality and stormwater treatment along that stretch of Gulf Shore Boulevard. Teresa Delaney explained that the only way to access the resort right now is to arrive via Gulf Shore Boulevard from the north. If you're coming from US 41, you can turn west onto Banyan Boulevard and make a left at the traffic signal at Gulf Shore Boulevard North. You'll see road close signs, but you can continue down Gulf Shore for about half a mile and turn right into the resort's main entrance. The city project is expected to be completed at the end of 2026, though the road may reopen sooner. Let's talk about the employment impact for a moment, because it's significant. According to Corey Carlson, the regional commercial director of Four Seasons, who was quoted in a Week News article, nearly 20,000 people applied for just under 400 positions at the resort. Think about that ratio for a moment. 20,000 applications for 400 jobs. That's a testament to both the desirability of working for Four Seasons and the competitive nature of the hospitality job market in Naples. Carlson emphasized in his interview that service is what makes the Four Seasons brand so different. Quote, "It's an intuitive service," he said. Welcoming somebody, knowing their preferences, and delighting them before they even ask, unquote. The goal, as he puts it, is for guests to walk in and say, wow, Four Seasons really got this right. So what does this all mean for Naples as a city? That's the bigger question, and is one that longtime residences have been grappling with since the original property closed in 2021. On one hand, you have a world-class luxury resort that brings jobs, tax revenue, and international recognition to Naples. According to Four Seasons president and CEO Alejandro Reynolds, quoted in Gulf Shore Business, the resort was, quote, "meticulously designed to inspire connection to Naples' idyllic coastal lifestyle and to deliver one-of-a-kind luxury experiences alongside Four Seasons' renowned service," unquote. This project restores public access to over 1,000 feet of Gulf shoreline, brings back beloved dining landmarks, and protects more than 100 acres in perpetuity through a conservation easement. On the other hand, this represents a very different Naples than the one that existed when the Watkins family first opened their hotel in 1946, or even when it closed in 2021. Room rates starting at $1,200 a night positions it firmly in the ultra-luxury category that I mentioned before, making it inaccessible for many residences and visitors. The transformation from a family-run, locally beloved hotel to a global luxury brand managed by one of the world's most prestigious hospitality companies symbolizes the broader changes happening throughout Naples and Southwest Florida. As a Gulf Shore Business article notes, Naples has spent years navigating the tension between explosive growth and a desire to maintain the relaxed coastal character that once defined it. In Naples Beach Club, they write, quote, "attempts to bridge both impulses, luxury resort backed by global brands, rooted in a site that carries generational memory," unquote. I think the most honest assessment is that this project offers a test case. Can a heritage and high-end redevelopment truly coexist? Can a property maintain the spirit of what made it special while transforming into something completely new? Can Naples preserve the identity that drew people here long before the Four Seasons arrived, even as it becomes an increasingly upscale destination? These aren't easy questions, and reasonable people can disagree on the answers. What's undeniable is that the developers made efforts to respect the site's history, recreating HB's and Sunset Bar, maintaining the tennis center and golf course, protecting massive amount of land through conservation easements, and keeping certain amenities accessible to the public. Whether these efforts are enough to truly honor the legacy of the original Naples Beach Hotel and Golf Club is something each person will have to decide for themselves. Looking ahead, there are still several developments to watch. The Tom Fazio golf course opening at the end of 2026 will be a major draw for golf enthusiasts. The spa is expected to open to the public in early 2026, according to Teresa Delaney. The 3 additional tennis courts at the Mary C. Watkins Tennis Center should be complete in the first quarter of 2026. The residential component will continue to develop over the coming years, with the 153 luxury residences rolling out in phases. The resort has also submitted applications for live music at various ventures, though specific plans haven't been finalized yet. Tim Acton asked whether the resort will bring back Sunday live music, quote, just like the old days, unquote, and Delaney said they're waiting for city approvals on the applications, so there may be more announcements to come on that front. For now, what we have is a fully operational, ultra-luxury Four Seasons resort in the heart of Old Naples, occupying one of the most historically significant sites in the city's history. It's a property that's generating strong emotions, excitement from those who see it as Naples' arrival on a global luxury stage, nostalgia, and perhaps some sadness from those who missed what came before, and curiosity from visitors who want to experience what a billion-dollar redevelopment looks like in person. If you're interested in visiting, you can book rooms through the Four Seasons website or by calling 1-800-819-5053. Reservations for dining at HB's are recommended, while the Sunset Bar operates on a first-come, first-served basis. And remember, both of those ventures are open to the public, so you don't need to be a hotel guest to experience them. If you want to follow the construction as it builds out, I'll have links in the description below of my sources and more information. But while you wait for this development to plan out, why don't you watch this video on your screen right now of a Fort Myers property that just had a $45,000 price reduction that also has direct golf access to the Gulf of Mexico, a huge yard, and its own private pool. Thanks for watching.